morning everyone, my name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Friday morning. Good morning. Last night it was freezing cold with freezing cold rain. Today it feels freezing. I stayed in bed an extra 15 minutes just to heat the room up because when I got up it's frozen, absolutely freezing. Last night, icy cold rain. I was soaked to the skin and freezing. Today it doesn't look much better, but it's not raining at the moment. It just looks bleak and cold, so we'll see what today brings. I'm not planning to go anywhere. I'm just concentrating on sorting my flat out. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day back in 1845, a man named William Lloyd had a very bad day. He'd been drinking and visited the British Museum, where he threw a sculpture at a 2,000-year-old vase, breaking both. Lloyd was sent to prison and given a £3 fine. Unsurprisingly, drinking in the museum is now banned.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. The time is 8:38 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Friday the 7th of February.
Alexa, what's the weather outlook?
Currently, in Rochester it's 4 degrees Celsius with showers. Today, you can expect rainy weather, with a high of 4 degrees and a low of 3 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
What do you call a sleepy woodsman? A slumberjack.
Alexa, who was born on this day?
Celebrities born on the 7th of February include Ashton Kutcher, Charles Dickens, Matthew Stafford, James Spader, and Pooey.
Alexa, who's Ashton Kutcher?
According to Wikipedia, Christopher Ashton Kutcher is an American actor, producer and entrepreneur. Kutcher began his acting career portraying Michael Kelso in the Fox sitcom That 70s Show.
Alexa, how old is Ashton Kutcher?
Ashton Kutcher is 47 years old.
So once again, good morning everybody. I still have not managed to repair my tablet, so I can't show you what's on the news as such, so let's listen to Sky News. Alexa, Sky News.
In Sky News streams.
Coming up next, we have more on the day's big stories. Remember, at any time you can ask your device to skip and it'll move you on to the next item.
Now that you're up to date, here's what's on the way.
Let's not just put it on my family and friends, but what does it mean for South Africa?
The consequences of Donald Trump's USAID shutdown are starting to be felt far and wide, and thousands of local pharmacies closed down over the last 3 years.
We really want to continue to deliver great care to the people we serve, but this really is a burning platform.
Remember, you can move through stories by asking your device to skip or go back.
US government workers at the agency responsible for international aid are suing Donald Trump. Thousands of workers at USAID are on course to lose their jobs. That's as President Trump and Elon Musk wield the axe. But already, those cuts are having a global impact. Our Africa correspondent, Yusra Berger, is in South Africa, where vital HIV clinics are now shuttered.
The streets of South Africa's biggest city, unable to ignore its biggest health crisis. Over a quarter of all the people in the world living with HIV are here in South Africa. 8.5 million people, and many more who are working hard to avoid contraction. Now stumped by Trump's US aid freeze that is shutting down critical clinical support.
I am aware of the funding freeze from the US.
What does that mean for you and your family and friends?
I need to stop. Rather, let's not just put it on my family and friends, but what does it mean for South Africa?
South Africa is already reeling from the USAID stop work orders, directly impacting close to 1 million HIV-positive people. And in these inner-city neighborhoods where sex work is commonplace, reproductive health is high priority, meaning every clinic counts.
Clinics like this are a lifeline for people in this community, especially women suffering from HIV. This one, now shut, is a huge disappointment for people just trying to stay alive. Okay, no problem. Are you trying to go to the clinic?
Yeah.
It's closed.
What happened?
The USAID funding has been frozen, so they're closing down clinics.
And how come? Because I was using preps from here and I do all my blood tests here. But I haven't been here for like almost 2 months.
How do you feel that you found it shut?
It's funny. It's very funny. I don't know what to do. Serious. What will I do? There's nothing. You know? It's fine. Thanks.
A despairing moment for a community that's already so vulnerable, where even healthcare workers in at-risk clinics are concerned for their loved ones.
I think I will lose people, friends, families, parents out there. You know, people are really in a bad condition as we speak because they are afraid of losing their lives, they're afraid of losing their friends, losing their families because of this issue.
The uncertainty is scarily familiar for the survivors of the HIV epidemic in the early 2000s.
Are you scared for other people who might be going through the same thing?
Yes, I am, especially in this challenge we are facing. I don't want the pregnant woman to go in that life that I was facing before, because right now we go back again.
The biggest recipient of US AIDS relief is now reeling from its disruption. The grim reality of a globalized world. Yusra Bagher, Sky News, Johannesburg.
Well, meanwhile, in his latest slew of executive orders, the US president has sanctioned the International Criminal Court. Donald Trump has accused the court of abusing its power in targeting both the US and Israel. The move coincides with the visit to Washington by Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who's wanted by the ICC over the conflict in Gaza. Well, both countries are pushing ahead with that plan as well, asking Palestinians to leave the Strip, allowing the US to take over, as our Middle East correspondent Alistair Bunkle now reports.
Right, so you could go on with the news. So, yesterday I came home frozen cold, soaking wet, and my coat still is not properly dry from going out last night. It isn't. So you can see there's global crisis. People are being, I don't know whether it's targeted or what, but AIDS victims in South Africa. Which if they don't get help, they will die. So it's global, isn't it? Attacks on vulnerable people. And vulnerable people, obviously, are more likely to die. So what the hell is going on? It's all around the world, isn't it, now? Global. I just made myself a cup of tea. The food, I don't know what's going on with the food in Great Britain. I don't know where it's comes from, who's making it, whether they're taking ingredients out. Obviously the packaging shrunk, the food's got smaller, and I hear they're taking some ingredients out of the food, and you can taste it. A lot of food now tastes like shit, and it's hard, and it's some of it's making me feel ill. I don't know what's going on, but there's something really bad and evil. Almost everything I eat, I mean the sweets, taste disgusting. My mum started drinking coffee. She ends up in a rage and a temper. I know the coffee's changed. It's changed a lot. I don't know whether it's more stronger, but I myself cannot drink a large amount of coffee anymore. I don't know what's happening with our food. I don't know what's going on worldwide. It is a survival. It is just trying to keep yourself alive. It is. With the cost of living crisis going up and up and up, and people's wages and the benefits not going up at all, staying static, people can't afford to eat. Now if we have a warm, hot summer, you get respite from the electricity and gas hikes. But during winter, like now, I mean, again, I've put £40 on my electricity meter, and that, you know, I have to go into the emergency credit, which makes it up to 50 quid. That's just 2 weeks of electricity. And that's without the gas. Well, that is half my benefit gone. With the gas and electric, it's half of it gone. Fuck debt companies chasing me. Fuck them. I can't. I'm more concerned about eating. I mean, I spend about £80 to £90 every 2 weeks for my food. I haven't got anything left. I don't have anything left. Now, my mum's money has gone. She's struggling. She won't be sending me any more like letters with money in, because the money's gone. That's it. So all you can do is stay at home. So, you know, I go onto TikTok and I see people getting 5-bed houses for their kids. I see people on TikTok buying brand new beds for £300, and I'm thinking, well, how can you do that? So TikTok to them is a business, and they're raking in money, getting beds and all toys for their kids. And I feel for the people that are struggling out there, homeless on the streets, who can't afford to buy, people that can't afford to buy food for their children, let alone expensive toys. And I looked in to try and monetize my channel in TikTok, right? And you can't rely on that as an income, because you can get a load of money 1 month and then nothing the next. It relies on your videos getting clicks and views, yeah? And I don't see how it would profit me, because it wouldn't, and I don't make money from my TikTok and my YouTube. You'd have to have loads and loads and loads of views to get, well, if you want to use that to make a living, you know, it's up and down like a yo-yo, isn't it? Yeah, you know, I don't know what's going on. I buy little bits of pieces now and again, but they're not expensive. I mean, if you go into emails I was sent in 2020, 2021, I was like a fucking stick insect. I was going through hell living in this flat with all the builder's noise and the noise upstairs. I went down to a size 8. People emailing me, stop showing off. And I thought, what am I showing off? Compared to what some people are doing, I'm not bloody showing off anything at all. I mean, really. I live in a council flat. I don't have a car. I don't have a washing machine. I mean, they presume things. Presumption, presuming you've got loads of stuff when you haven't. They haven't met you. They haven't been to your flat. They don't know what your problems are. So they email you this bullshit, which is definitely made to upset you. And you know, Look at the royal family. They've got castles, palaces, houses all over the place, and you attack me, and I live in a council house. Really? And then then we went through someone reporting me to the council. Me, and there's not a lot in this flat, to be fair. I told you this sofa is over 4 years old. I haven't replaced it. My telly is about 10 years old. I mean, for goodness sake, I would like to buy a television set for my mother, but they're so bloody expensive. People sticking their nose in, coming to conclusions, and then getting you hated, and just because it looks expensive, it might not fucking well be. You know what I mean? I had a taxi driver pick me up to see my mum, and taxi prices have gone up. I mean, it's ridiculous. He started talking about how nice this area looked. Oh yeah, it looks expensive and all this and all that. If you buy a flat or a house down here, it's going to cost you over £250,000. This flat is rented. When he found out that I rented this flat, he didn't talk anymore. He never spoke to me. Oh, that's expensive, that's expensive. Yeah, I said I rent my flat, and then he didn't speak to me very much after that. You've got to be careful. People are out to scam. They're seeing if you've got money so that they can just be with you to get hold of your money. I have no money. I just look after myself, try and look after my home and my pets, and that's what I do. I don't run a business. I just don't. So I had a spate of nasty people doing nasty things and saying things, and all untrue, because they just come to conclusions. They haven't met you in real life. They don't know what your life is like, and they presume things, and that can be dangerous, because you can get someone homeless, you can get someone hurt, and it's ridiculous. Never jump to conclusions. Meet somebody first and tell them what you're feeling before you do nasty things behind their back. And if you, it's different. If you've tried to sort things out with somebody and they're just unwilling to talk to you and won't listen, fair enough. But if you've not met somebody and you don't know anything about them, and it's like people that take the mickey, you don't know how they got those scars, you don't know why they look like that. It could happen to you, so don't do it to somebody else. But bullying has gone on since time began, whether it's the rich over the poor, it will never stop. We won't stop bullying. That's just a fact of life, but we can help to make ourselves feel better and defend ourselves against it. Right? I try not to take notice. There'll be days when it gets me down and I can't do anything and I feel like crying and screaming. And then another day I'll get up and just walk out the door and just fuck off. Do you know what I mean? The most confident person can get broken down, especially in an abusive domestic violence relationship with someone that you love. So don't feel that you're the only one, You can be really strong and you can get broken down by a narcissistic, bullying person. So it happens to us all. See you later.